Hey everyone, it's Kyle from Cool Collectibles, back again for another review. This time it's the Hot Toys Marty and Doc Brown from Back to the Future 3. These figures have been out for a few months now. I got mine quite a while ago, but as I was mentioning in the previous video, I have been pretty busy with work and personal life and so on, so I have been a little bit lazy in getting these videos out, but finally got time early this start of the year. So I've already posed up these two figures the way that I want them in the collection. I'm pretty terrible at posing, so getting them into these poses took me quite a long time. Just getting the right pose as natural as I could make it. I was comparing them against some of the blogger photos. I was comparing them against the movie stills as well. So I guess the pose that I was trying to go for with Doc here was that part of the opening scene fairly early in the movie where he saves Marty from the hanging, and then this is Marty from when he was saved the next morning as he's going around in his sort of cowboy outfit. So I tried to mimic that, and overall I'm pretty happy with the way they look, and they definitely look pretty amazing on the shelf compared next to the original figures from the first and second movies. And I'll show a group photo of those a bit later on the Facebook page. But for today, I'm not going to sort of go through all the articulation points and so on, but just go through my key thoughts on the figure. Articulation wise, just on that point, they have all the usual articulation points of these Hot Toys figures. You probably just do need to be a bit careful on when you're doing the elbows and shoulders and so on, that you don't get the joints caught with the various layers of clothing. But other than that, there's no real restriction on the range of motion. On the head sculpts, they finally went with a different sculpt with Doc here, with the radiation suit and the I don't even know what that outfit is called from Back to the Future 2, the crazy futuristic outfit. The head sculpts were the same, but this one they have done a slightly different look to mimic that opening scene. And then this one is slightly different from the newer version of the original Back to the Future Marty McFly sculpt. So again, I'm glad they've sort of swapped that up without reusing too much of the original sculpts. Unfortunately, the hats here are all molded in place, so you cannot take them off. I was thinking that they were going to swap those out and have different hair pieces, but unfortunately they've just gone with the molded hats there. But overall they look pretty good. They are plastic, so there's no sort of mixed media in the hats themselves, but all the mixed media is in these various layers of clothing. And for those people that think that Hot Toys is losing its quality or their attention to detail, I would strongly disagree, because when they release figures like this with the various layers of clothing, they really do show how good they are in tailoring at 1/6 scale. Particularly with their newer figures. The older figures, I guess, with their bodies weren't as accurate in their proportions, but with these newer base bodies, the outfits look absolutely amazing. And just as a point of reference, this is the swap out jacket that Doc can wear for that dance scene, I think it is. And as you can see, the material is outstanding. The tailoring is just spot on. I was worried about these buttons and so on, but they are all mostly sewed in place. A couple here at the bottom are sort of glued in place, as are these buttons here, but overall they've done a pretty fantastic job, and I love the fit there. So this is what he comes with out of the box, and you pretty much take that off and put on the long jacket if you want to use that. And the long jacket, I think, just makes that cowboy look really stand out. And for the layers, he's got pretty much 4 or 5 layers, 4 layers. So he's got the inner shirt that you see there, then this outer sort of shirt, then this vest at the top here, and then the jacket. And then the pants are a different sort of cottony type, or maybe, can't even quite make out what that sort of material is. It's almost like a suede type material. But I love the different layers of material. They do reflect the original movie very well. I love the sort of crisscross patterning here. I've shoved the watch inside there, so you get the hanging chain. And it's pretty much just a matter of how you lay the coat. I had to sort of look at the movie still and tuck it behind his legs and so on. I think this one is hanging a bit further down, but I wanted to sort of show the gun holster there on the display. So mix it up, but overall it's really an amazing looking figure. The rifle has all sorts of detail. So if I just bring him around here, see if you guys can get a better look at the rifle there. It's probably almost a little bit too clean. The wood grain is very nice. The gold and the silver and the bronze all really come out in the sculpting of the rifle. But other than how clean it looks, it's a pretty amazing accessory. And I love how it looks in his hand there. It does take a little bit to get his fingers inside the right places. So definitely have a bowl of hot water ready to soften up the hand, just to get it through the right places, and be careful that you don't snap this sort of hinge thing that the rifle has, because that is only attached to the rifle in the swinging joint there. So be very careful you don't snap that off. As for Marty, he probably doesn't have as many layers, but the outfit is equally as well tailored as Doc is. So you do get the inner shirt there, and this outer jacket is like I can't really even describe what that material it is. It is a softer material, and they are just like the Doc one there. There seems to be some sort of play in the bottom with a bit of wiring. Doc's long jacket definitely has some wiring at the bottom there, but Marty's, it's soft, but then when you sort of try to lay it around like that, it does feel a little bit stiff. So just make sure you futz around with it and get it to lay in the way you want. Just trying to get that natural hand pose just sitting on the belt there took me forever. I'm still trying to get that belt inside with the thumb tucked in there, but it seems to not want to stay with the thumb tucked in. But overall, I think that's probably the best that I can do. And I have the hand there, just waiting on the gun there. There is a little leather or a fake leather strap that you can hook around whatever that part of the gun is called. I can't remember what that's called. the trigger or whatever it is, or maybe the thing that you pull is the trigger. Either way, whatever that thing is, you can hook a piece over it, but it is pretty tight, and I don't want to stress that fake leather and tear it anywhere, so I'm just going to leave that off. But you do have the option. This leg strap here took me a while to strap it around the back of the thigh, but once you get that done, it looks pretty good. Belt wise, they are sort of real buckled belts. This one doesn't have a center thing to hook it in, but Doc's does. So you do need to be pretty careful in getting that through the holes again, and then sliding it through the belt strap. So it does take a bit of fiddling. I did have to use one of these old Hot Toys thingamajigs that they have with some of their figures to get you to push things in and so on. So that did help me adjust the belt. So just be mindful of that. But other than that, these two figures, as I was saying before, they do look pretty bloody amazing. I love the dirt wash that I was just noticing there on the shoes. So if you are a Back to the Future fan, I think you are going to love these figures. If you've got the figures from the first and second movies, then I think this is pretty much a no-brainer that you'll pick these up as well. And this is just one way to set them up and pose them. You do get a whole bunch of accessories, so I might just get them out of the way and just give you a quick rundown of the accessories. Hold on. So as I was showing with Doc before, you do get his jacket, but with Marty here, you do get his poncho that he wore for pretty much most of the movie. I haven't actually tried figuring out how this thing is meant to fit over him, or where his head is meant to go. I can see these strange magnet type things in here. I'm actually trying to figure out where the hell his head goes. Well, they do come with an instruction book. So you might want to have a look at that. This seems to, oh, sorry, I thought that was stitched together, but you just fold it out, and I'm assuming that is where his head goes now, so that makes more sense. So it does seem a little bit stiff, so you might have to, I don't know if you have to water treat it or do something with it, but overall you can see the patterning, and it does look pretty damn accurate to the movie. They do a pretty fantastic job with that sort of stuff, so I think that's a great option if you want to have him post up in the poncho. And you know, to go with the poncho you have the bandana or the slip mask thing that he has hanging around his neck that he then pulls up over his face, so you can have that on there as well. I haven't bothered because I prefer that other sort of generic pose, but you could also use this chest plate that he used during the pistol duel. I can't remember if it's meant to be this way or this way, but it's plastic only, but the paint app, as you can see with the dirt wash and the black, looks pretty damn good, and that old metallic style. And then you get the frisbee as well, which is a nice touch. I can't remember whose accessories are whose, but because they do have some overlap. Get the walkie-talkies, as you know, if you get both figures you get the two walkie-talkies they use, which is a nice touch. Just be very careful with the antenna, you can pull it out, but just be very careful you don't snap it off. I think this one comes with Doc, which is the model of the DeLorean, and I love that. Definitely have this on display. Love the wooden wheels, so just really nicely done as a little accessory there. With Doc, you also get to go with his cowboy outfit. You can put this thing around his neck, but I think he used this later in the movie and not in that opening scene, so I decided not to use that. But to go with the fancy coat, you also have his little bow tie that you can put around the neck. With Marty, I think they included the hoverboard, which is pretty much a reuse of the both Back to the Future 1 and 2 figures, I think. So they've pretty much included one of these for every one of the figures, I think. So I've probably got a few spares of this now. And I think the last accessory is the packaged up photo of them standing next to the clock. Now they did nicely tie it and knot it up there with this photo of the tombstone, so I am a little bit reluctant to undo that to show you the clock. I only know because it was shown in the accessories of the press release, but I might just keep it like this because I'll never be able to get it back looking like this, to be honest, so I might just leave it in that. But you know what you get with that, and I think that is all the accessories. Alright, so there you have my thoughts on the Back to the Future 3 Marty and Doc Brown from Hot Toys. Again, across all the accessories, the clothing, the tailoring, the head sculpts, I think they've done a pretty damn fantastic job. So hopefully they continue to make figures from the 80s and 90s. I haven't seen too much announced of late from Hot Toys that has interested me, because they are sort of sticking with some of the newer Star Wars and Marvel stuff that I'm pretty much getting over with now. So hopefully they get back to some of the 80s and 90s classic sci-fi and old action comedies and so on. But we'll just have to see. But other than that, I'm still glad they released these ones. I will, as I was saying before, post up a few more photos with the full collection, so hopefully you can head over to the Facebook page and check that out as well, and Instagram. But that's pretty much it. Hopefully you can like and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for my upcoming review this week. I do have something pretty big on the statue front coming to add to the collection, so hopefully you can stick around for that. But until then, thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers. Bye.